Greetings to you. Greetings and welcome to today's broadcast of Uncensored Guyana. I am your host. I am your fighter. I am the person that has you in his heart, in his mind, and you are the residence of my soul. So it's important for me to do what I can to make sure that you, the audience, you, the Guyanese people, you, the people who deserve what's right, you deserve to wake up every day not having to worry about the end of the month, your bills to pay, the end of the week, your grocery list to service, or if your husband will come back, if your wife would leave you, if your children would have an opportunity to have a future, safe, secure, and progressive. That's what I have at my utmost core. So when I say that I am worried for Guyana's future, I am speaking based on the sentiments that is regurgitating in my soul, in my spirit, in my being. I'm saying that based on the conviction that I believe that if we as Guyanese take our present circumstances for granted and we gamble that, we risk it. I am worried that the consequences that awaits such irresponsible acts would be unimaginable, incredible, irreversible, and it will take a lifetime. It will take future generations to repair. Because we as a nation, supposedly under a flag, we are still repairing, we are still servicing, we are still doing damage control for what happened to the Guyanese people almost 50 years ago, or more than 50 years ago. That there are people within our society right now who go to bed so still traumatized that every time they open their phones and they're browsing social media, because of the fact that they may have clicked on something that was tempting to them, that came out of Guyana, every time they sign on, be it TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, they are faced and confronted with something negative that resurrected that fear and that feeling. Bring alive that experience that that person who may be now in their 60s or their 70s, cause them to relive the trauma of hearing the cutlasses and the machete and the screaming and the crowds, the noise of the mobs of the PNC marching through the streets of Wisdom, marching through the streets of the East Coast, terrorizing the people, terrorizing the Indians. Those people are reliving that moment every time they hear a loud bang, Every time they see something on social media that speaks to some crime that is committed or that has been committed in a neighborhood that they are familiar with, it takes them back emotionally, mentally, takes them back to the 60s, and they just can't forget because they were there. God spared their lives. The question is why God spared their lives but allowed their parents, their relatives to suffer the consequences by being taken, abused, tortured, molested by the murderous Burnham regime. And what is even more painful, why I am even more worrisome, is that I saw a post. I didn't see it. It just happened to show up on my feed because there are people on my list to whom I have warned not to go on the list or the walls or the pages of the PNC people. Don't do that. Because when you do that and you share that stuff on your wall, it appears on my wall. I tell them not to do that. But what happened? I saw this post with ugly Aubrey Norton and the other person with two individuals. Allegedly, they are counselors or whatever, ZERS. But in the background of the picture that they took, there is the Demon King, Forbes Burnham, in the background. The PNC continues to tell the Indo-Guyanese, continues to show them their terrorist, their worst nightmare, continues to rub it in their faces. He ain't going anywhere. Burnham ain't going anywhere. As long as there's the PNC, as long as there are the Aubrey Nortons, Burnham would always be there for you to see, to remind you of what it means to be opposed to Burnham, to drive fear, psychological, emotional fear, in the people who were traumatized under that man. The PNC people like Aubrey Norton, they have no sense of humanity. None whatsoever. That despite the fact that their leader has such an ugly past, a genocidal past, instead of them seeking to reconcile, to comfort, to address the pain, to address the hurt, to try to comfort the Indian community, to say, hey, we were not there, or we had no choice, or we were against those acts. That's not politics. We don't play so dirty. Instead of them doing that, every chance they get, they push Burnham in the faces of the Indian community in Guyana. And the Walter Rodneys of Guyana. The Walter Rodneys of Guyana, the blacks, Walter Rodneys of Guyana, pushing him in their faces to remind them, if it happened before, it can happen again. I am worried. I am worried for Guyana and Guyanese that they sit back despite the warnings they are receiving, despite the counsels they are receiving, despite the people, the government agencies that are making it their duty, not their responsibility, their duty to educate Guyana throughout the length and breadth of Guyana to say, listen, if you are a law abiding citizen, if you were one of the persons who attended that One Guyana gospel show, if you are one of the persons who goes to your temple religiously, so you go to your mosque religiously, so you consider yourself a decent citizen, you have a clean record, never been accused of anything, never been arrested for anything. If you are in that category, such an individual, the government, agencies, and even people like myself are taking the time to caution, not bully, caution, because we care. We are given this vocal grant, this grant of advice, this grant of encouragement, this grant of wisdom that, if used rightly, can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we are telling you to associate yourself with Azrudin Mohamed is associating yourself with the death of your future. Your future dies when you join WIN. When they say we invest in nationhood, they are correct. They, Azrudin Mohamed, and all the losers that stands with him, they are investing crime, embezzlement, smuggling, drugs, lies, sanctions, criminal activities, court filings. They are investing all of that in the nation that is unsuspecting. All of that. Because when you take or come into association with someone intimately, you come in association with everything they are about. And the Mohammeds, they have a long list, a long trailer of baggages that you don't want to carry. You, the average Guyanese, don't want to carry. We are warning you. We are cautioning you. We are in love advising you to think with your future, your family, and your money. And do not risk it by sleeping with the criminal. Don't risk it. I'll pause there, of course, to acknowledge the good people who continue to embrace and contribute towards Guyana Uncensored with me, your host, Dr. Love Prasad. So, good afternoon to Paul Gangaram, Safira Hamid, Radhika Farsi, Patricia Alfonso, Shalini Bourne, Polly Johnson, Nina Singh. Let's go back up. Shelly Mangru, Aruni Emrit, Alima Kylan, Kaliam Lachman, Peggy Dunot, Indira Ramcharan, see, Richard Gomes, Devika Rambrose, Sabrina Love. Yes. So this afternoon, I will continue my advocacy. I'll continue this journey to let you understand, Guyanese, I got your back. You matter. Guyanese, Guyanese, not Guyana. Guyanese future matters. Guyanese future matters. That's the position we need to hold. Guyanese future matters. It matters what happens tomorrow for the Guyanese. It matters. I watched the vice president press conference, and like I said, this is coffee. I have this cup. It's a set. I have this set 10 years. 10 years. It still works. I have this set. It's a set. This is a cup. There's coffee in it. Look at it. Brand new. Brand new. Despite the fact that I'm a good caretaker, I know value and I appreciate value. This is original, not Chinese. 10 years. I can't recall how much I paid for it, but like I said, I'm not cheap. And the stuff I have isn't cheap. It's a cup. A cup. A cup. Anything goes in there. Juice, tea, coffee, porridge, water, anything. It's all purpose, multifunction. Cup. So I watched the vice president's press conference. And during the questions from the reporters, there was one individual who asked the vice president, well, I told you that the One Guyana Gospel show is Irfan Ali. What do you know? I'm the first to say it. Then the vice president confirmed it today. When did I say it? Day before yesterday? 2 days ago? I did, right? Didn't I? I bragged. I bragged. I told you the genius behind the concert is President Ali. I made it clear. The vice president of Guyana confirmed it today. I said it 2 days ago. So them trying to, these PNC lunatic reporters with their usual stupid questions. I mean, bravo, Vice President. Bravo. I got to give you thumbs up. You are a patient man. Patient. I would have I would have treated the situation different. You know, I'm uncensored. Remember that, right? I am uncensored. I would have make it rhetorical. When that idiot reporter guy, obviously from the PNC camp, asked the vice president if the government had anything to do with one of the artists withdrawing from performing. Now, how the fuck would you ask the vice president that? It was Ali's idea to have that massive show, wasn't the vice president's idea. And if President Ali is trying to unite the country, is trying to bring everybody together, you think Ali gives a fuck who sings? He wants the best artists, especially if they're black, to go sing. Why would he sideline somebody because of what? Said it was a stupid question, wasn't even a question. My point is, the vice president tried to, you know, accommodate and deal with it using the mind that he has. Being the greatest politician, he knows how to navigate these things, and he knows how to deal with these idiots and make them feel embarrassed without actually telling them they're stupid. So I'm like, why would you even ask the man that question? The vice president said, "Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. We support Ali support the thing. Is the government support the thing? We backed it, yeah. But what do we have to gain from determining who sing and who don't sing? What kind of stupid ass question is that?" No, he didn't say that, but I'm just adding that part. Lo and behold, after this fool asked the vice president if the government had something to do with it, maybe he's trying to set up the vice president to make something up. Then he's going to come and say, "Gotcha." So Jagdio, you know, this idiot, after all that, said, "Well, actually, you're right, because the so-called artist who is a candidate on the APNU list text this reporter telling him the artist himself made the decision not to partake because it might be a conflict of interest, since he is an APNU candidate and the concert was supported by the PPP. Then he's going to say, well, the person. So the vice president, at that moment, I could see the anger. But Jagdio is a genius. He's the greatest politician. He knows how to pretend and downplay it. Jagdio says, "You have the answer all the time. You know that we have nothing to do with this, but you still ask me? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to incriminate myself?" Why I'm using that situation is to let the Guyanese people understand, before your very eyes, these people have no fucking discretion. This low life, low level, unimportant, insignificant, APNU, PNC, whatever, Negro reporter tried to play the king by asking a question that he already knew the answer for and had the evidence of the answer to trap the vice president on camera so the PNC could use it. If that fool, that reporter was working for my company, I would have fired his ass right away and circulated the memo so he's never hired at another media company that I have some influence over. That was poor. Not even journalism, because they're not journalists. It was very bad. It is fraudulent. This is like you want to set somebody up. You may know the person is vulnerable and the person is weak, and the person likes to compromise because they are peaceful. You have the pen, you have it, you know where you put it. But somebody said they lost their pen. And you stand there and you witness how an innocent kid is getting blamed just because the innocent kid is a bit nerdy, might be overweight, and everybody likes to pick on him. You know the kid didn't steal that pen because you put it somewhere, but you stand there, pretend you know nothing, and you saw how they're thumping, they're slapping, they're accusing, they even call the headmaster, threatening that kid, until the kid decided that I'm going to just admit, because if that's going to make them stop the torture, the kid, you know what, I took it, but I don't know where it is. And you enjoyed that. Then you quietly put the pen back and you say, hey, look here. I found it here. Maybe he dropped it here and he forgot where he put it. But all along, you know where the pen was. That is a characteristic trait of African people. That's how they sell their brothers out. That's how they sell their sisters out. That's how they undermine their relatives. They help to destroy their families, to destroy their friends, to destroy their neighbor's business. They help. They call the thief man. Hey, he's going to the bank. Hey, his friend came from the United States. Hey, he got paid. Hey, his uncle came from the bush. They have money in there. And then the robbers come. They break into that house, steal, even kills someone. And that friend who set it all up stands there, cries with a relative. But they know exactly who did it because they're the ones who called the thief to come and steal. When I watched that today, I said, and they have a problem with me telling black people about their fucking attitude. And here it is. At the vice president's press conference, that he should have counted it a privilege to be there, to even ask the vice president a question, trying to set up the vice president. A man as great as Jagdeo, this fucking idiot trying to set him up, to ask him a question, knowing very well the vice president knows nothing about it, when he has in his phone the answer from the person in question that, hey, I decide to quit because I'm with APNU and I can't support anything the PPP is supporting. That's it. I'm pointing out all of these things in case you missed it, so that you, the good and decent citizens of Guyana, can understand that there is no hope, no hope, believing that the blacks have what it takes to be good citizens. No hope. The only way the black people in Guyana has any semblance of decency are the ones who have denied and denounced the murderous Obia PNC camp and have joined the PPP. Otherwise, to that, don't trust them. I'm saying it. Don't trust them. That's why I'm worried for Guyana. That's why I'm worried, because we have to come to a place where we engage our mental faculty. Remember, thinking is not a luxury. It should be a natural occurrence. Thinking, the need to engage your mental faculties, has the same urgency and importance as your need to eat, to go to the toilet, even to have sex. If you can respond to the urges for all the other things, why can't you show some importance in the need to think, to be rational before you act? Stop. Analyze what you're about to do. Bring it towards your attention. Look at it. Think about it. And see if it benefits. Examine it. That's all you need to do. Spend an extra few minutes looking from all angles the thing you want to do. But what is unique with the black man? He acts, then he thinks. He acts spontaneous, then he thinks. He commits the crime, then he begs for forgiveness. He opens his mouth and he speaks, then he says, I'm sorry. Then he wants to delete his comment. He add fire to the flames, contribute to the destruction of the Doubleday Hotel, contributes to the destruction of the government and public infrastructure. Then he goes home and he quietly in his bedroom begs for forgiveness. When his life goes downhill and nothing is happening, can't get a job, can't keep a job, his family is a mess, nothing is going good for him. Negativity, negativity, nega fucking tivity. Run to the Obia house. Go to the witch doctor. Some of them come all the way to Suriname. They go to the Obia man in Jamaica, in Trinidad, all these places, they run for help. But no help anywhere. They go back to the same negativity, negativity. But the one thing they never do is to look back in their past and see how many people they would have affected negatively. They never do that. When they can't find answers, they come online. Now we have social media, and they join the social media protest that their situation is toxic, poverty stricken, because the government hates them due to the fact that they're black. That's what they come down to, and they settle with that. It has to be that. There is no way their life could be so messed up. There is no way their lives could be so stagnated. There's no growth. It is only because they're in a country controlled and governed by a racist government. That's what they settle for as the reason to why they are full of shit. And these same black people go to America. Same results. They're living at somebody's basement, ain't paying rent. Even in America, they can't hold a job. Even in America. They're living free, apply for welfare. They're living on the government's back, living on the taxpayers' money of the Americans. And they're still saying racism. These are the people that wants to be in government, that is telling the average Guyanese, the other Guyanese that are progressing, prospering. I'm talking about the black people. They want to tell those black people that finish their school, secure their degrees, their diplomas, and their good jobs, managing their lives, balancing their lives, living according to the laws. Those low-life black people want to tell those middle and high-class educated black people that they are favored. The government is giving them crumbs. That's why they can live at that level. They're not giving them the credit that those black people obey the law, finish their degrees, go to the work on time, perform good on their jobs, stay out of trouble. They don't go to these Vibes cartel shows. They go to the Christian shows. They don't care about all that. They think the fact that these other Negroes are living a middle class, upper class, comfortable life, it is because PPP is helping them. Even though these same black people had the same level of life during the PNC time. Oh, then it wasn't the PNC. Then it was these black people were successful because they were disciplined. Now the same black people are living the same standard of living. It's because the PPP are helping them. So the low life Negroes, the ones in the thug and the ghetto, are hating, jealousy, plotting, sending criminals, bandits to these other blacks to rob, steal, and endanger their lives because they are jealous. They see them like Indians. They are treating them like Indians. This is why those black people are sympathetic to the PPP. And they are going in their hundreds of thousands behind the PPP. Because they are seeing if they can be treated like that from other blacks by other blacks. They understand that the claims the Indians are making, they are not false claims, because those black people are experiencing the same thing. That's why I'm worried China's future. That all these things that we are taking for granted, running around, taking the Mohammed's drug money, embezzled money. I said before, every cent, but then again, why even bother? Why even bother? Because me saying this, it's not a message that is appropriate for the Indo-Guyanese and the decent Afro-Guyanese. In their minds, they're saying, Dr. Warner, what are you doing? We don't need to hear that. Because we are not aligned with Mohammed's. We are not in the PNC camp. What you're saying is for that crowd, and they're not so much in your camp. Because they don't like the things you're saying. What you're saying is convicting them. They can't deal with it. Your words are pearls, rich, wise. And when you speak it out, when they are around, it's like casting the pearls to these pigs. These PNC pigs, street dogs, and these Mohammed beggars. Yeah, these Azrudin Mohammed beggars, these win beggars. We invest in fuckery. That could have been that. WIF. We invest in fuckery. Those beggars who follow that we invest in fuckery camp, they won't stick around, because the devil in them is going to be shaking. That demon in them is, when I'm talking, it's shaking, it's vibrating. Get thee hence out of this pig, you Satan. I cast you into the, how did it go? Yeah, Jesus casting the pigs into the lake. Everything that the Mohammeds touch, everyone that the Mohammeds touch, Azrudin Mohammed and the wind, everything, everyone that they touch is doomed. Doomed. Your future is done. Done. Guilty by association. You're done. Your hatred for who? I thought you liked black people. You're not even supporting your own black party, the PNC. Yes, I know. What are these other people? You see, they're not so relevant. I don't even know their names. The Broomses, the Desireses, Amanzades, and all these other. So many fucking names, man. So many names. All the parties that is on the opposition side, all of them out of the PNC. None of them came out of the PPP. All of them came out of the PNC. And they're the ones who are saying they're fighting for black people. They're fighting for the rights of black people. They're the ones who are saying it. But they could not stay together as a body, because all of them want to be the leader. They're greedy. They're fantasizing that $1 million. They want that. They want to become the opposition party. So all these women, these PNC female hustlers, they're not satisfied with the money they're getting as parliamentarians. Comes with so many benefits. They want more. So they start their own party and they beg you for your donations. And when I ask you to to send me donations, some of you think it's inappropriate. But your political candidates who have much more money than I do, and all the different free stuff and free stuff and free stuff they're getting, they're begging. And you don't tell them, you don't tell them it's bad. But because what? I look rich. I look rich, so I should not invite people to send donations, love gives donations to me. No, because I look rich. Look at the PNC people. They don't look rich, they are rich. You have any idea how much they earned 2015, 2020? Do you have any idea? Do an audit of their personal finances. Do an audit. Let them declare their assets before 2015 and after 2020. Let them declare. They're calling the PPP corrupt. Simona Brooms, you were a minister, right? You were a minister. What happened? Did the PNC have a problem with you, or you quit after they lost? All these other people, Aubrey Norton, Amanza, all these other people. What was your asset before you got into government in 2015? Is there a declaration? Did you declare your assets before? And what is it now? And your people are accusing me. I'm not running for office. You're attacking me. All kinds of shit you're saying. Oh, by the way, speaking of shit, those of you who are saying stuff about me, I want you to type my name in Interpol, in the Guyana's police database. Barbados, Trinidad, even the United States of America. Type my name and see what you come up with. Go ahead. Go into any archive for the past 15, 20 years. Put my name there. Kenny Warner. Oh, you know it. See what you come up with. I can go right now. I can travel to any country on this planet, any port. I can go through any port of entry and exit any port anywhere in the fucking world. Anywhere in the world. I can walk into any police station in America, any FBI office in America, in Guyana, any country. I can look at their scanners. I can put all 10 fingers on their fingerprint. Anywhere in the fucking world. I can. Anytime. You understand? There is nothing. My reputation, my name is as clean as a fucking whistle. Clean as a whistle. And I'm saying this on live stream. I've said this forever. Because you idiots can't find anything to come at me with. So I have to give you, I have to be proactive. Make something else up that makes sense. I stole money? How the fuck do you steal money? I'm trying to find out, is it with a gun? Did I rob a store? Did I embezzle money from somebody? How did it happen? When you say stole, you gotta define it. Was there an allegation made to the police? Was it in the press that Kenny Warner stole money from somebody? Where, when, who was the victim? I don't know. Tell me, please. Tell me. But you see, I'm not Jagdeo. He's a politician. I'm not Irfan Ali. He's a president and a politician. I'm not Nandalal. They're politicians. So when you make stuff about them and you say that they stole stuff and they robbed this or the drugs, when you say those things, they have signed on to that because they're public figures. So the PNC will have to find something to get their attention by. I'm a public figure as well, but I'm not a politician. So I can come after you when you make these allegations. I can come after you. I don't have to say, it's politics. No, I'm not a politician. So if you think you can hide behind a fake account with a fake name and you inventing all of these claims because you want my attention, I would find out who you are, because the account phone that you are typing from has an IP address connected to the server, the company, wherever you are. If it's Guyana, wherever you are, they have that PIN address of your phone. Then they will know who that is registered to. That's how I know who you are. So when I'm making these claims about these politicians, I am repeating what's already out there. Okay? When I say things like Aubrey Norton is ugly, he can't sue me for that. It is a fact that he's ugly. When I talk about all these other PNC pundits and their paid propaganda campaign, it is a fact that they're being paid for that. They say it, their supporters say it. It's a fact. I'm not making stuff about these people. They are racist. When I talk about the progress of the government, what the PPP is doing, the world can see what the PPP is doing. The world can see that. Everybody can see that. And there's something I want to address. While we know that News Source or Gordon Mosley and these people are PNC operatives, and now they're in the Mohamed scam, their agenda is to make the government look bad. And coming up to the elections time, any little thing that sheds a negative light in the Ali regime, they're going to elaborate that, make it enormous, gigantic, and due to the fact that they have all these other people subscribing to them, they would get them to circulate. The PNC has over 500 fake accounts. YouTube, Facebook, over 500 fake accounts that are computer generated. They all circulate the same talking points. But their followers, these fake accounts, have real people following them. So when you see certain things come out of those accounts, you will think it's a human being. Most of the time, it's a zombie. It's a spirit. A born spirit. But what you need to understand, people, is that this economic report that came out from the Guyana manufacturing, marketing, something like that, where they're talking about they're making comparisons with prices from 2023, 2024, 25. Who runs that agency? Why can the Ali government, the ministry that deals with economics, why can they investigate who runs these organizations? these agencies, because when they come out and they make this report and they make these comparisons that the price of banana was $100 2023 and now 2025 it's $400. When they do these things and they bring it out to the public and they're expounding, emphasizing that despite the growth of the economy, despite the enormous income the country is making, despite the rise of salaries, despite the deliverance of goods and services to the Guyanese people from the government, they're not focusing on that. Their attention is, oh, things are so hard. It was better in 2021, better in 2022. Their emphasis is that it has been 400% more difficult in 2025. So when you have an agency like Guyana's, some, it's a manufacturing marketing agency. I could be wrong with that labeling, but it's one of them who gave that report about the difference with prices in the shops from a few years to now. If you are working with the Ministry of Economic Affairs or Finance, and you can be so prejudiced, one-sided, not balanced, you're not adjusting the salaries. You're not talking about the average salary while the pineapple, just the figure, while the pineapple may be $100 in 2023, and the salary, the monthly income, was just a figure, 20,000 Ghana dollars. They want you to believe the way they're selling it or they're spinning it, that the price of pineapple today is $500, but the salary is still $20,000. They're not going to tell you that while the salary was $20,000 and the pineapple was $100, the salary now is $200,000, but the pineapple is $500. They're not going to tell you that. In your mind, even though you know the fact, human psychology is pictorial, pictographic. Show the picture, I don't have to think. So they show the picture that, hey, 2023, 100, 2025, 500. And that's what you leave with. Wow, damn, no wonder life is so hard. Wow, damn, oh, greens are so hard. But you're forgetting the salary, the benefits, the luxury incentives from the government compensated for the inflation in the market. When you were working for 20,000, now you're working for 200,000 plus cash grant, plus 55,000 per kid, plus increased pension for pensioners, plus bonuses, plus, and fucking plus. They're not showing you that. So the government really must take a keen look into these organizations they're giving subsidies to. These organizations were formed and founded and stimulated by the PNC. All the persons who are in the position that deals with the public relations are PNC operatives. They spin the information, especially now around election time, to confuse the voters, to think that, yeah, it was better in 2021. Politicians always make this mistake. So I've said This is why I'm worried. Because while President Ali may be a, he knows exactly what is play, the plan. They have the plan, the roadmap. While that is so, the person is not engaging their mental faculty. They're just taking it as it comes via the PNC media. They're just taking it as it comes via that media. And it's a mistake. It's a gross mistake that can have serious consequences. You cannot take that for granted. And the president must understand one vote lost to win is one too many. There are sensitive Guyanese, vulnerable Guyanese, unfortunately, did not take advantage of education. They follow the wrong crowd. They cannot engage their common sense. They don't even know there's something as common sense. They just think that if they need information, tune into Mark Lynchcott, Smelly Well, Rickford Burke, London Sue or London Nigel, whoever, and they would give them the information they need. But these same people who claim to love black people, where were they in 2015, 2020, throughout those years? How many black people can say they received house lots and housing from the PNC? How many? How many of you can say that you got jobs? How many of you had to sleep? Black women. How many of you had to have sex? Though you have a husband, had to have sex with PNC operatives to get certain access to government services. How many of you cheated on your husbands, your boyfriends, with PNC officers to get access, to get your name on the list for house lots? How many? How many of you were conned by Afro-Guyanese women who posed as agents of the government helping people to get house lots? How many of you were robbed from those black women? My mother, my biological mother, was taken advantage of by a black female lawyer in Georgetown over a case where a black man from Mackenzie, Wisma, stole her bus. She bought a bus, these minibuses, to try to help a relative. They conspired, robbed my mother of that bus, sold the bus. My mother had to take a lawyer, and the lawyer took advantage of my mother. Black lawyer, Guyana, a woman, took advantage of a senior citizen because she thinks she has money. You see how close to home it keeps coming? That's what they did to my mother. It's happening right now. Right now, as I speak. Sold black people. Grab this, listen. Black people. My mother tried to help relatives, not her children, relatives, bought a bus to help them when the same PNC were in power that couldn't help the black people. My mother stepped in, hey, you know what? To buy a bus to help her relatives, not her children, her relatives. The same fucking relatives conspired with another black person who was supposed to be driving the bus to sell the bus, fraud my mother, steal the bus, sold it. And then the kind heartedness of my mother didn't put them in jail, didn't lock them up. They signed an agreement to pay her back for the bus they sold behind her back without her permission. Again, black people did this. My mother, this senior citizen who just want to enjoy her life, had to now take a lawyer to sue these lowlifes that stole the bus she bought, to help them, these people, to help them. The lawyer turned back, cost my mother $250,000. And every time there is an action to be done on the case, when the judge issued the warrant for the arrest of the person who stole the bus and sold the bus, the lawyer gave the warrant to my mother, my elderly mother. She has to deliver the warrant. I'm not making this. The lawyer, a female black lawyer, treated a senior black woman like that. Isn't the lawyer supposed to get this done? You're charging the client, you cover the cost. But despite the fact that my mother paid her in full $250,000, still my mother had to hire people to go and deliver the warrant to the suspect. That shit happened in fucking Guyana. In Guyana. That's what black people did. And I warned my mother. I warned my mother. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of this. She would trying her best not to bring me in, get me involved in it. I learned about that today. Today. But I always cautioned my mother. I cautioned. I warned her. I cautioned her. I said, Mother, don't do business with these fucking Negroes. I always tell her. I mean, I don't say fucking, but I said, Mother, don't do it. Don't do it. You need a lawyer, get an Indian lawyer. You need business advice, go to an Indian people. Don't trust your relatives. Don't trust your relatives. Don't do it. I begged. I warned my mother. I said, don't do it. The consequences, she has not recovered the money for the bus she bought. They stole the bus, sold the bus, embezzled the money. She didn't lock them up. The kind woman she is, she's religious, she has a church, she helps. All she wanted back is the money she bought the bus for. 3 years on, she can't get it. The lawyer paid. I mean, who pays the law? Who pays lawyers in full? The lawyer's fee comes out of the settlement. My mother paid the law full fee. Paid, just get it over with. And this is a woman. This is a female lawyer. A woman has put another senior, and my mother's a professional teacher. She helped to shape the mind of the Guyanese children. She helped people sponsored people, blessed people, prayed for people. And this is what they did to her. And I tell them, don't fucking do not with these niggas. I tell them, I'm angry because I warned them. I warned them. This and these are the ones. These are people. These are the people calling me a racist. And look at what they did to my mother. Look at what they did to my mother. She bought a bus to help them, to feed them, give them a job, give them something to do. You know what's the price for a bus, right? And they sold it behind her back. And the lawyer that is supposed to be sympathetic, not a dog. Yeah, lawyers can be animalistic. They can be cruel, bloodsuckers. But come on, man. This is an elderly woman who taught Guyana's children. Paid the lawyer in full, paid her the full price asked for. When it should not have worked like that. The person who caused this problem should have been paying the lawyer. They should stand the cost. That's how it works. But because the lawyer thinks, because it looks like my mother has money, they try to embezzle it. You're causing an elderly woman to deliver a fucking warrant to a suspect? Why do you have bailiffs? Why do you have court officers? That's what they do. This lawyer giving my mother, she gotta go. I can't, I couldn't. You know this couldn't happen in America. A lot of you know it can't happen there, right? A lot of the countries it can't happen. It can't happen. They would be disbarred. Lawyers like that would be disbarred. It's a malfunction. It's malpractice. It's abuse. Disbarred. I can't change the system in this position. I have to get involved. This is too close to home. I have to get involved. Even so, because of what you idiots have done to my mother, even so, I'm going to pull all my ammunition together, all my stunts, and I'm going to go 1,000% to make sure that Ali gets re-elected. That never again, PNC or any NC gets a chance to be in government in Guyana. Never again. That is too close to home. You fuck with my mother, you fuck with me. These are black people, did that to a black woman, a grandmother. Black people. She kept it from me because she knows me. But she decided, you know what? She decided to tell me that today. I don't get involved in what my mother does with her money. I don't get involved in that. She's a grown woman. She's smart. She knows what she's doing. But I warned her in the past. You need to get things done. Go to Indian people. I warned her. I'm not saying stuff about blacks because I don't like black people. I have experience with them. Now look. A lawyer, an Indian lawyer would never have done that. Never have done that. A female Indian lawyer would never have done that. This is a black woman. Black woman treated my mother like a fucking ghetto rat. Highly qualified woman as my mother treated her like that because she doesn't know how the system works. Took advantage of her. Fucking hey. My mom don't want to give me the name of the lawyer. I asked her, what's the name of the lawyer? You niggas think I'm afraid of you? I'll get the name of the lawyer. You think I'm afraid of you? If my mother had given me the name of the lawyer, I'll call your fucking name. I'll publish it. What you gonna do? Sue me? That's all you fools can do. Running around suing people. You're hustlers. You fucking hypocrites. I know. It's okay. I would not. I would not let the innocent pay for the guilty. Don't worry. I would not go after the innocent black people because of what the bad ones have done. No, I'll deal with the bad ones how they should be dealt with. Don't get it twisted. Not because your father might fuck up, I'm gonna punish you. No, I'll punish him. So I would not deal with the good people because of the bad ones. I would isolate the bad ones and deal with them. So don't be worried or threatened. No, I'm not. I don't. I don't deal with situations like that. I'm just venting my frustration because these are the things I keep talking about all the time. All the time. Not knowing it's happening to somebody close to me as my mother. I'm talking about it every day. Not knowing that this is happening to my mother. But I'll find out who the lawyer is. I'll find out who these people are. I'll get the information. And I'll put the right people on it. No need to no need to contact me to help. I have the chain of command. I can deal with it. But just to let you understand, this is why I'm saying understand what the Indo Guyanese are experiencing. Because if you are Afro Guyanese and you have experienced these things, then you know what the Indians are saying is not made up. It's factual. It's factual. It's not made up. So look, we'll continue the struggle on the next broadcast. And I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to be there on Sunday for the launch of the PPPC campaign rally or campaign season. I'm doing my best to be there on Sunday at the Kitty Market Square. I think I'll be there. So all them Negroes who have your threats, you want to have a confrontation with me, you'll get your chance. All of you, I'm announcing it. And don't worry, I won't have bodyguards. The president has not invited me. The vice president didn't. I am going on my own. I would not have bodyguards, no weapons. My face is recognizable. You'll see me. You'll know it's me. No, I'm not going to go on the stage. I wouldn't go on the stage. Maybe sometime in the future, but I'll be there. All of you who make your threats, come and meet me. Come confront me. Don't sneak up. Face me face to face on Sunday at the Kitty Market Square in Georgetown. I'm going there to support my brothers and sisters in the PPP. Don't forget, I'll be saying this every day. So spread the word around to all the ghettos, all the gangsters and the thugs who want to harm Dr. Love or Dr. Warner. You want to harm me, you'll get your chance. Come. Yeah. I'm inviting you to. I'll be there. Come. Until next time. I'll see you again on the next live. Let's see. Yeah, let's take read some chat. Okay. You're real tough behind that keyboard. Tommy Gibbs. Tommy, you didn't hear what I just said, did you? You don't hear what I just said. I'm not tough behind the keyboard. I'm saying I'll be in Kitty at the Kitty Market Square at a PPP rally on Sunday. I'll be there. If you're one of the idiots that wants to harm me, come and face me there. Come, physically come there. I'm telling you. Come. I'm not being tough. I'm inviting you to come. All right, Tommy? Tommy what? Tommy Gibbs. Okay? Okay, Taurus Brian says, the doctor the same, one of them punctured my father's intestine while doing a colonoscopy. We never got even a sorry. You sue the doctor. You don't need a sorry. Medical malpractice, you sue the doctor. Let them lose their license. Sue the doctor. You don't accept sorry for that. You know what? I'm tired of these fucking idiots, man. Look, Tommy, I'm gonna block you. I'm tired of you fucking idiots, man. Go to the PNC wall. I'm exhausted with you fools, man. You're coming to my house here disrespecting me. Go to the PNC wall and do them shit. Why you're here? Why you're here? I'm here representing the PPP. Why you're here making comments? You idiots are bullies, man. Go to the PNC wall. Say if you want to cuss me on the PNC wall. You block this idiot, man. I'm sick of these people. How do you block these people, man? Yeah. Yeah, I'm exhausted with these fools. You're coming in my house and disrespecting me. You're bullies. You're bullies. Disrespect me on your page. Make a video and talk about Dr. Love on your page. You're coming in my house and dishonoring me in my house. I'm trying to be a nice guy by ignoring you, but you're too consistent. You make one comment, leave it as that. You want to keep commenting. If you think I'm racial, I don't want to hurt the good blacks in Guyana. I don't want to hurt the good blacks. I don't want to hurt the good ones. But I would encourage all the Indian businesses to fire all them Negroes. But then you will call me an extremist, right? But I'm not an extremist. I'm just saying, bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. I would not say fire all them Negroes because there are some very, very good, decent, law abiding black people. But there should be more of them coming out and criticizing and condemning the wrongs of the ghetto. They are not doing that. The president has done so much for these black communities, so much. They're not coming out and say, hey man, you guys should stop cussing the president. Look, the president has done good for Buxton, the East Coast, Agricola, all that. They're not doing that. That's my problem. They're accepting the blessings and they're keeping it to themselves and they're cheering on the PNC when they're cussing the government. When these hypocrites are benefiting from the government and they're zipping them out. Hypocrites. That's my problem. Have a nice evening.